The greatest challenge that we have is a real issue around leadership. And we've got a ton of people and a ton of media and social that all talks about things that might happen, that may happen, that we can't rule out, that this could be occurring. And the challenge is it sets people into this whole position of getting into this whole panic about what's actually going on. The reality of it is, in business today, what we need is firm leadership and clarity about what we can and what we can't do. And you need to pivot, not panic. And what I want you to start to think about is that we're going to be operating in a brand new way over the course of this first quarter. We're not in a position around lockdowns, but we are definitely in a position that we may have shortages of staff, we may have some challenges about getting access to properties, and we may well be in a position that ultimately people don't want to necessarily be in the same room when we're doing some of our in-room auctions as a part of that conversation. To get seriously good as an agent, you need to really think about the tools that are now at your disposal. In our business, we think very differently. We think about that we can be in-room, we might be hybrid, or we may be in a position that we're fully digital. And there's no difference for you in the way that you go to work in an auction, or whether or not you're working with buyers or with sellers, to be able to have conversations in whatever way is the most appropriate way to make sure that it's healthy. In a really important conversation, we've now moved on from thinking about social distance, and we now start thinking about keeping a healthy distance. The definition and the changes in those words, it's still the same 1.5 meters, but it's the conversation about how we feel about how we're connecting with others inside the environments that we go to operate in. So why is this such a critical thing? You may well be in a position that you're pivoting in work, and when you do go to pivot, that all of a sudden you move to this conversation that now you're going to be having midweek auctions that might be digital. You might be doing face-to-face auctions that are in open air environments, and you may well be in a position that you've got a hybrid situation. You've got both bidders or owners that are in a position that they can't physically attend that particular auction, which will require a hybrid auction. The important conversation is that you've got all the tools that are at your disposal and you know exactly what to do at a moment's notice. Make sure that you understand exactly what you're going to do to make sure that you can pivot and not panic in the brand new world that we get to operate in.